Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. So, I'm going to go back and do an old fashioned style video, just the camera and the cards. And I just want to do a reading, not a big introduction here, because you all know, those of you who know, you know what this is all about. I want to look into why do Harry and Meghan keep taking down Yankee Wally? What is going on? What does she do that they just can't stand and have to take her down all the time? What is it about her? What are Harry and Meghan trying to accomplish here? So let's find out. I've shuffled the cards. I'm going to be using the Psychic Tarot. And I'm going to take a look at it and see if we can figure out here what is it about Wally? Why are they so afraid? Because, in my opinion, and by the way, this video is for entertainment purposes only, my opinions only. Please do your own research. In my opinion, Harry and Meghan are terrified of her. There's no other explanation for them to be so severe and taking her down all the time. And all she had up were videos talking about her dentures, right? So, I mean, it's out of control. What's going on here? Let's find out. Why did they keep having Yankee Wally deplatformed? Let's see here. I've already shuffled the cards, so I'm going to split the deck. Why do they keep having Yankee Wally deplatformed? Let's see what the cards show. Okay, general attitude here. Oh my. I think I got two cards stuck together here. Oh, I do. Okay. Oh my. Uh-huh. Hierophant reversed. Wisdom reversed. You know, Yankee Wally, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe she has a degree in theology. Gee, why would that bother someone? What kind of person would that bother? Just saying. Even with all her flaws and, whatever else. This is like a monkish Christian type figure here. Could be holding the Bible and teaching people, and but sort of doing it in a low key way. Like she doesn't go around, thumping about how religious she is. She just mentions it in passing, like, "Oh yeah, I studied theology in college, university." I mean, that's a big deal, right? That means she knows quite a bit. more than me. I know that. So I never studied it in school. And this, I automatically, my first thought was, wow, Yankee is way more powerful than she's very powerful to them. Like she's a major significant adversary. This is like Harry and Meghan are facing off in a wrestling match with this, right? That's what they see. This is the influence, and they see Yankee Wally as a real threat to them. Perhaps not physically, but perhaps more mentally or even spiritually. Hmm. And I was thinking, you see he's talking to the people, you've got the family here, it's a bright sunny day. During the COVID psyop, when everybody's upset and worried and scared, that's when Harry and Meghan were doing their whole Megxit thing and the Oprah thing and shocking people. So people were already being locked down and mandated, and this, that, and the other. So people were already very upset and scared. And what's going on? Who's behind this? Why are they doing this? And on top of that, another layer on top of that evilness was Harry and Meghan doing this and doing that and doing Megxit and calling everybody racist and unconscious bias. So it seems to me a pile-on, right? The globalists are piling on. That's why I say Harry and Meghan work with the globalists. I think the Harry and Meghan ordeal, like I've always said, it was not a coincidence that Megxit happened in January 2020. Their job, Harry and Meghan, as working with the globalists, in my opinion, was to upset people even more, get this whole furor going. Because remember, at Megxit, all these people came out of the woodwork, all part of BLM and Tifa group, all saying, coming out on TV and in audiences, and they're on the, coming out in the media saying, Everyone's racist. You're all racist. It's racism. It's structural racism. Racist. Everywhere you turn, right? But exploded with Harry and Meghan because they were blaming all that on racism at the time. So Harry, the bottom line, what I'm getting at is Harry and Meghan are about upsetting people, and they were meant to torture people mentally even more. It's what some call no-touch torture, and Yankee was sort of the soothing presence. Her videos were informative and insightful about Harry and Meghan, but she was also a very calm, mature voice and very reassuring at a very difficult time. And I think Harry and Meghan really didn't like that. They didn't, and they realized that if Harry and Meghan are satanic and evil, like I think they are, because I think the whole globalist system is, all the people involved in it, they're all part of, as Dr. Zlanko said, the pagan religion, which is another Satanist. Because you notice Satanism like erupting everywhere. They're all out everywhere now. So the globalist influence, in my opinion. Well, here comes Wally reassuring people, giving them strength, giving them feel better, more optimistic, like the whole, because it also it's that Alice in Wonderland effect that with the MK Ultra, because I think this is like worldwide MK Ultra, in my opinion, which I did a video on, but I was taken down by YouTube, but you can watch it on my Odyssey channel. So the whole idea of MK Ultra is locking you down, sensory deprivation, and then overwhelming you, and the whole idea and with and you look to an authority figure when you're being tortured by someone, and they've learned this with torturing people, that the person they're being tortured by, they look to as a father figure, which is what Fauci was. So everybody looked to Fauci, and that led everybody to the whats. And censorship, of course, controlling milieu control. This is also what they do with cults too, by the way. But anyways, the point is thought reform is brainwashing. The final step is the Alice in Wonderland effect, which is after you've done the lockdowns, after you've done the torture, after you've brought out Big Daddy Fauci and whatnot, whoever the next one's going to be, because they're going to do it again, is to change the world entirely. So when everybody comes out of their homes, it's like the world's completely changed. And suddenly everybody's using the women's bathroom, right? Except heterosexual men. There's this joke meme out there that shows a restroom. It says men's room, and 2 doors for the men's and ladies' room, and on the men's one it says men, and on the women's side it says women, transgenders, this, that, the other, whatever you are, like a long list of things. I mean, like this, that, the other, whatever the different 300 and some odd genders are. They all go to the women's room, right? Like the line wasn't long enough already. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I digress. The point is, they're trying to drive everybody crazy. Harry and Meghan are part of the Alice in Wonderland thing, making people crazier. But Yankee Wally was an antidote, a powerful antidote, and she also exposed them. Exposed a lot more than other people. Because, like I said before, with the Sussex Squad and with the fake belly bump and the bedpan scandal, and how, again, that was part of the scandalizing and creating a furor, which Harry and Meghan were obviously intentionally doing. But anyhow, yeah, they see Wally as, they didn't like that Wally made people happy. That really bothered. What bothers Harry and Meghan is that Yankee Wally made people happy, and having a laugh on Meghan and Harry, and being sane about it, and not being going broke because you're what. You know what I'm saying? So she was the antidote. I mean, Yankee Wally was the perfect antidote for this whole scandal that Harry and Meghan, because Harry and Meghan want to upset everybody, and they still want that. The bottom of it all, Empress reversed. Pregnancy. That belly bump had a lot to do with it. Exposing that. Meghan didn't like that. She doesn't like how Wally's exposing that. She's the first to start exposing it and talking about it more often. Yeah. Where those babies came from. I think Yankee Wally may have touched upon some things that maybe she didn't realize how important they were. I don't know. Have to go back. I wish we could go back and look, but all the videos are taken down, and YouTube doesn't even let you copy them or download them first. You'd think they would say, if they got to take down your channel, you would think that they would have the decency. But of course, we're dealing with the CCP, so what do you expect? figures. They don't even give you an opportunity to like download your stuff. Like if you were dealing with Americans or Westerners, they would say, okay, your channel's gonna be taken down. You've got 30 days or whatever, 14 days to download your stuff. No, 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 no. Not with a CCP. With a CCP, it gets ripped down. Everything's gone. No warning, and you can't copy anything, and you're not getting it back ever. Of course, they have it somewhere. They have everything. They put it on their AI, but yeah, but you're screwed because you're just a prisoner in their new prison camp. Anyhow, this is the basis of Harry and Meghan. So I'm looking at how Harry and Meghan feel about Yankee Wally. Religious card, Hierophant, not just a religious card, but the Hierophant. Like I said, reversed is sort of not officially. You know, Wally's not a preacher or anything, but she has that influence. And that's why I have it reversed. It's like sort of subtle effects, you know. And this very powerful four coins, but I'm not reading it in the cookbook way. I'm not reading these cards. I'm going intuitively, and I see this, and I think that yeah, they're Wally takes them on. They're afraid of her. That they won't take Wally on head on. Like you won't catch them trying to, you know, publicly discredit her. They'll never say her name. They're afraid of her. I think they're afraid of her because they're evil. Let's find out though at the base of it all how they really feeling about Yankee Wally. Truth. I love this deck. I really do. I think it hits home with me more than the regular tarot, I have to say. They're afraid of the truth coming out. Harry and Meghan, that's part of their Alice in Wonderland MK Ultra psyop and everyone, is that there's no truth. What truth? There's my truth, and there's your truth, and there's your lived experience, like that guy at ITV said. You don't know Megan's lived experience. And they try to make it sound like it's sane. You see, that's part of MK Ultra and torture. When they bring the prisoner into the room and the torturers or the interrogators would start saying gobbledygook nonsense. You know, basically the word salad of the New World Order here that we're dealing with nowadays, that Harry and Meghan endorse, of course. It's to make you crazy until finally you can't take it anymore and you say, I give up, stop, stop, I'll do anything. And that's when they'll say, okay, digital currency and bio, you have to accept their digital currency basically and be enslaved. So, yeah, they don't want the truth coming out. Wally's telling the truth and they don't want that happening. They don't want her releasing that truth. Hmm. You see, it's kind of like the back of a woman there is like an older woman there. And she's dishing out the truth to the internet. They don't want that. They know she knows the truth about them and Harry and all that and the whole scenario and what they're doing and why they're doing and how evil it is. But I don't think Yankee Wally ever goes off on how evil they are and all that. She just sort of, you know, she doesn't bring up good or evil in her talks. She just sort of sticks to the facts and, laughs about things, which is what makes her so pleasing. But I do think that, there is a light about her that is of a positive nature, positive side, unlike Harry and Meghan are totally negative. So we are talking about a spiritual war here, and I do believe that Harry and Meghan are on one side and Yankee Wally's on the other, and the rest of us are on the other with Yankee. And that's what's really going on if you boil it down to the essence of what's going on. And that's about the truth. It's all about the truth. What's the truth? Who's telling the truth? Misinformation, right? Which we all know is code word for censorship, right? That's all it's about. So they're using different words for things. The word salad thing, changing the definitions. New definition for the you-know-whats. It's not the old definition. It's a new one. And even the Webster's Dictionary changed it. You know what I mean? And they even changed for Biden when he said, we're not in a recession. And everyone says, yeah, 2 consecutive quarters of a deficient, of things going downhill is the definition of a recession. So once again, Merriam-Webster changed the definition of recession so that it wasn't 2 consecutive quarters of a loss, So, or the lowering GDP or whatever the exact, terms are. But the thing is, they change the definition is the point. They keep the freaking Merriam-Webster dictionary changes the definition. So this is the new reality of them trying to pass their truth off, their lies off as truth. And of course, Harry and Meghan are lying and lying by omission, and they certainly don't want the truth coming out. That is for sure. And Wally's been doing a lot of that, especially that Sussex Squad and boozy and all that. All right, so then I asked about, I said, did Harry and Meghan have Sarah Data take Yankee Wally down? Because this is this person on YouTube who goes by the name Sarah Data. And she claims that she's responsible, of course, with the Sussex Squad in mass flagging or mass reporting Yankee Wally's channel to get taken down. That's how they've been doing it all along. They do it to me also, I believe. So let's see. Did Harry and Meghan though? I'm wondering, did Harry and Meghan work with Sarah Data? Ooh, yeah. Look at that. Six of Swords. Yep. Yep. Taking them down. You see the. I see this as like money coming down here. Yeah, they had Sarah Data take her down. I believe Sarah Data is American, or at least she's foreign to Yankee Wally. Actually, I heard she's from Ethiopia. Whatever the case may be, I don't know. All I know is that she's foreign to America and she's foreign to Yankee Wally. They're not, so that's why we get Six of Swords, like a foreigner card. It's this foreigner coming in. So isn't that amazing when you to be working for Google or Twitter or X or whatever it is, to have this power to take down anybody in the world? I mean, that's really quite. She seems to be drunk on power. This girl, from what it sounds like, if it's a girl, I don't know, girl, guy, whatever it is. Yes, Harry and Meghan did work with Sarah Data to take down Yankee Wally. Yeah. So, what are Harry and Meghan expecting from this, from taking down Yankee Wally on all the time in such a blatant way and for no reason? What are they expecting? Oh, look at that. Seven of Coins. So this is Harry and Meghan trying to remain relevant and build their separate career paths, because obviously together they fail at everything. But you see, they're still trying. I kind of see this as them still trying to be seen as these powerful members of the royal family. Get traditional power. These columns that you normally see on government buildings. Like I said, are they Greek or Roman? I don't know. I don't know anything about architecture, but I just know that this is what you used for official powerful buildings of power and whatnot. And Harry and Meghan want to go into Meghan wants to go into politics for sure, and they're trying to build up their power in this new world order system, and they're trying to be seen as powerful, and they expect to continue their work, patience and planning. They have more plans, they have more things planned. Meghan's never going to stop, right? She's going to keep going for more and more and more. It's not enough for her to marry and be the first American to marry in the royal family like that, or that officially marry in and be accepted by the royal family. And she's going to be the first American to become a working royal, right? And then she f's all that up. She's f's it up, and now she wants to be president. It's like, yeah, I couldn't hack it as a duchess. I guess I'll just be president of the United States. I mean, that is how pathetic life is under global tyranny. Welcome to global tyranny. This is what you have to look forward to. Failed duchesses become presidents of the United States, may become. I mean, who knows? It could, with the globalists putting, Biden and whoever else next in the White House, anything's possible, right? So, I mean, look at Trudeau. Trudeau is not exactly, you know what I'm saying? Jacinda Ardern. I don't need to go on anymore. You know what I'm saying? These globalist leaders are not leaders. They're global whores of hell, in my opinion. But I digress. The point is, Meghan and Harry still want to continue growing in power, and that getting the truth coming out, and people, and again, they're trying to upset us. In addition to the COVID lockdowns and every other torture, Harry and Meghan are wanting to torture us more. So don't forget that they know exactly what's going on. But they don't want you. Instead of trying to make people feel better and help people and help keep young people from cracking from mental stress, they claim they're trying to help, but they invite some young teenagers to their house in the middle of COVID lockdown, and Meghan turns it about herself. Well, I was the most trolled person. I almost didn't survive. right? It's always about her not surviving, just like in New York City, where she allegedly had a car chase, which we know never happened, near catastrophic. It's always about her not surviving, right? That's always the story. In the middle of a COVID lockdown, when these teenagers' lives are being destroyed and they're distraught, and they're a lot of them are committing suicide or drug overdosing, and there's Megan sitting with them, like, well, if you think you have it bad, I almost didn't survive, and she sits there with her millions of dollars in a mansion. You know what I'm saying? This is how Harry and Meghan know exactly what they're doing. They're doing it on purpose. This is their job. They don't care about anybody else's suffering, obviously. But the evil of them is that they pretend like they do. They pretend they're humanitarians. While her father lives an hour and a half away and she never calls him or visits him, even after he's had a heart attack and a stroke. So they're just evil. Harry and Meghan is evil, in my opinion, and they want more and more power with their evil satanic order. And Wally is the opposite of them. She's actually empowering people and making them feel better, and she's providing the antidotes to Harry and Meghan's anxiety and stress and unhappiness that they're inflicting on us. So, in our psychology, so what are Harry and Meghan so afraid of? I mean, they keep taking down Yankee Wally. They obviously are afraid of her. Like I said, maybe it's the power of her spiritual connection. You kind of see that here. It's like light and dark, right? I mean, he's in the light. I mean, he's literally has the power of heaven here on him. Um, and they want to take that down. Sarah Dada wants to take down that person who is influenced by heaven. They don't want that influenced by the light. So what are Harry and Meghan so afraid of? I mean, yeah, they don't want the truth coming out. We get that, the real truth, not their Alice in Wonderland, MK Ultra, lived experience. See, I mean, it's unbelievable how Meghan lies in court and then she lies on Oprah 13 times, or is it 28 times? I don't know how many times, and she still gets somebody fired for not believing her. Piers Morgan. I mean, just think of the evil audacity of all this, right? That's what we're dealing with. So, what are they so afraid of? What are Harry and Meghan so afraid of here? Cups. Eight of Cups reversed. Look at that. So we've got somebody who's basically praying. And he's kind of dressed like in the biblical times, and they're wearing the robes like this as well. This is emotional withdrawal. So again, the highlight of all Harry and Meghan's antics and the Megxit and whatnot was during a time when people were isolated and looking for guidance and trying to figure out what was going on. A lot of people got more spiritual. They're afraid that if Yankee Wally is still such a positive healing influence, this is like the healer, right? The healer coming in, spiritual influence. They don't want Yankee Wally helping to heal people with, her healing presence there. Because particularly for older people, I mean, people loved hearing from Yankee Wally. So much support for her. And yeah, they're terrified. And again, this is the first Cups card I'm getting. So emotions. Again, they were trying to, with the COVID, they were trying to get people very emotional and upset them emotionally, make them afraid. Fear is what they wanted. So she's reversing that. They're afraid that Yankee Wall is reversing their fear mongering they've been working so hard on, and their upsettedness, because she's cutting through the PR insanity and saying, no, this is what happened. Meghan faked a pregnancy, and they're liars. And she knows exactly how the Sussex Squad are doing and how they got paid and how they're still getting paid. And Harry and Meghan tried to spin the Sussex Squad by doing a PR piece claiming that their Archewell employees are Sussex Squad, which is total BS. Because when they initially came out, the Sussex Squad, they were totally different people that did not work at Archewell. Archewell didn't exist yet, I don't believe. So they're changing their stories. Harry and Meghan are trying to avoid taking responsibility for the Sussex Squad, and they're paying for them and hiring them by claiming, oh, the Sussex Squad is just this group of random people. Oh wait, no, they're people that work at Archewell. Oh wait, I don't know, there's someone else. They're trying to distract and make it seem as if they have nothing to do, nothing to control of it. It's not them. They have nothing to do with it or something. And they never, of course, Harry and Meghan have never told the Sussex Squad to stop abusing people online, or the royal family, Prince William in particular. They go after, very nasty. Even Christopher Boozy insulted Prince William on Twitter, saying he looks old and whatnot. And Harry and Meghan still had him on Netflix. So, it's obvious Harry and Meghan are well aware of the attacks of the Sussex Squad on everyone, deplatforming them and harassing them and doxing them. And Harry and Meghan are very well aware of this, without a doubt. And Harry and Meghan have never tried to stop them or reprimand them or anything. So, I mean, it's quite obvious they all work with Harry and Meghan's blessings, and Harry and Meghan are working with them. And another thing, somebody reposted on Getter the old interview of Yankee Wally with Crowd House. I think his name is. I can't remember that guy, Crowd, whatever his name is. And it's on Getter. And Yankee Wally mentioned that there's a YouTube account, that Meghan had a YouTube account, she believed. And I think Yankee was right. I think Yankee's very intuitive. She'd probably be an incredible tarot reader. She probably wouldn't do it. But I think Yankee Wally's psychic. I think she gets some, very insightful knowledge here, and just knows things like no other. And I think Harry and Meghan realize this and recognize this, and it terrifies them. Because Yankee Wally seems to have a connection to the divine, that she gets this ideas and information. But it's called the murky side of Megxit. And they took all their videos down now. There's only one up that insults Trevor Coulson now. Coulson up now, but yeah, that kind of thing. She finds out things, and she figures things out like no other. It's really interesting. So it's not only that she's a reassuring, calming, kind of soothing, therapeutic kind of presence, but also she gets things, information, and facts and insights that no one else gets. I mean, she's got something there going. I don't know. And then she's terrifying, Harry and Meghan. She is absolutely terrifying, because this is also the teacher. I mean, it doesn't have to be religious. I think religion with Yankee, because she's got a theology degree or studied theology. But this is also just the teacher, and bringing the knowledge to people. And she brought so many important pieces of knowledge and information that, again, what's going on Twitter, Sussex Squad, and all that, for one example. But there's other examples that she knows things that others of us would never have figured out on her own. She loves the internet, and she loves keeping up with the story and investigating. And I just remember that she would constantly be checking in on the companies, all those companies Harry and Meghan were making around Sussex Royale. They had all these British companies, and she was constantly checking them. And she would make videos and say, "Oh, look, this person, they changed this person stepped down, and now they put this person in there." And she's keeping tabs and figuring out what's going on here, and how some certain companies that were part of the Sussex Royale were actually vacant buildings. It was like all fake, just like Archwell, with the French documentarians who went to investigate Archwell, and then they went to the address of Archwell, and there was nothing there. There was no office, and they ended up talking to a bunch of lawyers. It was a law firm, and the lawyers told them, no, there's no Archwell company here. It doesn't exist. So basically, Archwell is just a website, literally just a website. They claim to have an address and office, but they don't. It was all a lie. And the French documentary found that out. So Harry and Meghan are all smoke and mirrors and trying to get to the truth. If you do a little investigating, just a little bit of scratching beneath the surface, and a lot of their lies come flying out. And this is Harry, Mr. Chief of Disinformation, with the unbelievable lie after lie. Everything they do and say is a lie. It pretty much basically sums it up. But anyways, and Yankee Wally is very effective at exposing that. And Harry and Meghan are, again, terrified of her. So what are Harry and Meghan hoping by censoring and deplatforming Yankee Wally? What are they hoping to do? See, didn't I say it? Two of Swords, mental conflict. They're effing with people's minds. They want to upset people. They want people to be upset and confused and angry and reacting. They want people to react to their constant abusive public relations puff pieces and nonsense stories and ridiculous things that she does, their patches and her this and that. the last stunt she pulled with calling back Grid and putting a patch on her wrist and all this nonsense. But what they're really about is upsetting you. They want to keep you upset and reacting and say, "Look what they did now. What are they doing now?" That's what they want because again, they're working with the globalists. The globalists are going to come in and upset us, saying, "You got to lock down. You got to wear a mask. You got to get a booster." And then Meghan and Harry are going to come in and say, "Look, we're doing this, and oh, we're going to pop up and do that." And this is, so they're layering on the torture. This is mental torture. And Harry and Meghan again working with the globalists to torture us. That's what they want to do, and they don't want somebody coming in and being all soothing and healing, right? That's really what it boils down to. Because they're trying to upset us. Harry and Meghan are trying to upset us and get us angrier and get our aggravation up and get us reacting. Because then you react, right? And then they can turn around and say, "Aha, you're a hater. You're a hate group. You need to be deplatformed even more. You need to be censored. You need to be removed, by the CCP." Anyway, so how do Harry and Meghan see Yankee Wally? How do they actually see her as a person? Oh, wow. Uh-huh. Eight of Swords. They know that Yankee Wally could send them to prison, is what I see. They make her, so I see that now they could see her like Yankee Wally also has her own issues going. She's admitted, she opens up. She says, I'm disabled. I'm taking antidepressants. And when her YouTube channel was taken down, for the first time, she was so shocked. It was so upsetting that she couldn't walk, and she thought she was having a heart attack, and she went to the hospital, had tests done. I mean, you're at that age and you're disabled and on medications, and she's basically a hermit, right? I mean, she doesn't go out much. She sort of keeps to herself. She says herself, she's like, "I don't really have a social life. I just do the internet," right? So that's how they see her. They see her as someone that they can torture and imprison and lock down and abuse. This is somebody who's abused. This is what the globalists and Meghan are doing to all of us. But they particularly want to torture, no touch torture, Yankee Wally. They're enjoying torturing her and tormenting her, kind of like Judas. Just saying. Surprised they haven't crucified her yet. I'm sure they would love to. But who knows? Anything could happen with those two. But anyways, but they see her as a punching bag. They see her as somebody that they can torture and victimize. Say, "Oh, you want to inspire people? You want to inform people of the truth? Look what we do to you. Bam, bam, bam. So they love torturing her. They love tormenting her. But the last laughs on them because she's got a huge following and back her up, back Yankee Wally up, and will not overlook this or forgive this from Harry and Meghan. I'll tell you what. And we all know it's Harry and Meghan behind this. We know. We don't. Anyways, so next, and again me, but so next I asked, will you two bring Yankee Wally back? Because everybody's on Twitter. They're tweeting at YouTube community or whatever the hashtag is, and I have as well. And so they've had a lot of pushback on this. Will they bring Yankee Wally back? Oh, I'm getting the four. They might. They might. This is Four of Cups. Upright would be like, no, it looks depressing, but I'm getting it reversed. So I think they might turn it around. I think they might say, you know what, we got to bring that light in. We can't turn our backs on the light, okay? The light of Yankee Wally's influence. So I get it reversed. So I think, yes, I think they're going to have to relent and they're going to have to give in because they're realizing they're abusing an elderly person. And it looks really bad. And it's getting a lot of attention that they don't want. And Harry and Meghan, they're not as powerful as they were when they were still, just stepping back during Megxit and flinging the race card everywhere. People aren't buying their stories anymore. Everyone knows what liars they are. Yeah. Harry and Meghan's stock has plummeted. So I do think I think YouTube will relent. I think if enough people complain and continue complaining, they will give in and say, "Oh, screw it, just do it, just reverse it." So I do get that. And in the long term, I want to know if Harry and Meghan will be held accountable at all for what they're doing here to Yankee Wally and to me and to others, and having us deplatformed by her Sussex squad and Christopher Boozy working together. Will they be held accountable? Ooh. Shadow reversed. So this, of course, is the moon. Moon reversed. Wow. Is that a cool moon? So right now they're able to get away with it. I think it will. I want to go. Well, the moon reversed, I always see as, not always see it, but it can be revealing scandals, revealing things happening in the dark, revealing who this mirage is. Like, people right now don't see Harry and Meghan behind this, but I think it will happen. I think they will be revealed and proven somehow. There something with shadow perhaps involved in it, uh, in some way. Shadow banning. Maybe they'll be caught shadow banning people. I mean, of course, the system is going to be is doing more of this type of censorship. The CCP is still much running things on YouTube and whatnot, and Google. But I do think Harry and Meghan are going to, because it's becoming more and more of an issue, and people are fighting more and more against this censorship and banning and shadow banning. I think it will come out. I mean, it will eventually come out. And again, I kind of get the light and dark race kind of card kind of thing here, how they try to hide behind that as they're abusing power here. So I don't care what anyone says. Harry and Meghan are evil. They are inflicting mental harm and distress on citizens purposefully during a pandemic. It's not innocent. It's not freedom of speech. They are tyrants. They need to be tried for treason. Harry and Meghan, treason, or with Harry being a foreign agent, and they need to be brought up on criminal charges. There's just no other way about it. They are a menace to society, and they are trying to bring in tyranny. And Yankee Wally stands in their way as far as her influence, positive influence, and enlightenment. I mean, just enlightening people as to what's really going on, what Harry and Meghan are really about, and what they're really doing, and what liars they really are. And of course, like Yankee Wally has said, she will not rest until we get to the bottom of those children and where they came from. And like she says, she doesn't care if she used a surrogate or whatever. She doesn't care. She just wants to make sure that those fake babies don't end up in the line of succession, right? So there you have it. So she won't stop, and neither will we. So there you have it. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye bye.